let me just start by saying I'm going to be breaking off of what I usually do. Like, I have a number system. This one is supposed to be negative review number 4. I'm shifting it to negative review number 3 because this song is absolutely horrible and has the worst message of any song I've ever heard in my entire life. I think we can all agree on one thing. If nothing else, somebody, and I mean anybody, taking their own lives is a tragedy, regardless of the reason, regardless of who they are. Since this is the case, many artists such as POD, the All-American Rejects, 3 to Grace, and even early Pink have created songs going against suicide, and maybe even saving lives. In my opinion, this is one of the most noble things a person can do. Drive them out of suicide so they can live a longer and better life. However, these songs of these artists are not that popular when compared to Ellie Goulding's hit single, Close to Me, which basically tells listeners if one does not have a lover, they shouldn't want to, and I quote, be somebody. I want you all to imagine the following. You are in an abusive relationship, and your lover has been gaslighting you mercilessly and or beating you into submission. With the help of family and friends, you finally mustered enough strength to break up with them. You turn on the radio and hear someone singing that they'd rather be dead than single, or at least have no identity. I'm sitting here and I really don't know what to say, so I want to ask, what would you do in this situation? Specifically, how would you feel if somebody said they'd rather be dead or a shell of a human being than not have a lover? Then again, this song probably isn't trying to speak to these people. Let's talk about the actual demographic of this dumpster fire, i.e., teenagers trying to find their own identity and place in the world they live in. You can already tell that this is a very dangerous message for this specific audience. Younger children are not dating yet, and an adult's sense of identity and individual stature are more set in stone. I myself am in this age group, 17 to be exact, and let me just say, this infuriates me. I've been suicidal, and I wouldn't want anybody telling my 14-year-old self to die rather than be single, or to have no sense of identity because they're single. I want to get to the point before I start punching holes in my bedroom wall. So let's get started. The intro is basically a bunch of guitar plucking, which is the only pleasant part of the song, and certainly doesn't prepare us for the agony that's awaiting. Ellie starts singing about a reciprocal and abusive relationship that for some reason she wants to stay in. We then get our chorus. I've already described my feelings for this, so I'm moving on. She only wants to be with him because they're both behaving like feral animals to the public. No, Ellie. No, you're the only one, because you are the one singing this song. Predominantly. I don't need to explain why either, but I just did. Then Diplo sings, quote, "You can never come too close for comfort," which in my mind is just a creative excuse for rape. Another unforgivable thing to do to a person. So now we have a song telling people to commit suicide and that rape is okay. And it's somehow still popular. Wonderful. Let's move on before I start going insane. I bet that's what Bill Cosby would have thought, though, when he drugged up all those women and raped them. In the second verse, Diplo says that he's uneducated, rich, and that his lover is basically water to him. We get the chorus again, which Ellie sings several times along with the title. And guess what? They thought that this chorus and title were good enough to sing again. And then the song basically dies. Finally. And the song's only 3 minutes long, by the way. I am completely speechless. For anyone to think that this was okay, for any audience, not just adolescents, but any audience, is disgusting. I feel sick right now, and guess what? I should feel that way. And I'm probably going to feel that way for, 15 to 30 minutes? Probably even longer than that. Probably even, it might come up a few days later. I think about this song, and I just feel like I'm going to faint. Because of this horrible message. Never in my life did I think that I would hear a song telling others to take their own lives, let alone having it become popular because they are single. Guess what? My mother is single. I'm single. My younger brother is single. Let me ask you, Ellie, Diplo, Sway Lee, whatever that... however you pronounce your name. Should we all kill ourselves because we don't have lovers? If someone ends their life due to this song and its message, I hope you all end up in solitary confinement for the rest of your lives, and that each of you are demonized more than Chris Brown. This is the worst message I've ever heard in any piece of media, without any semblance of an exception. There is no excuse to make anything like this. There is no excuse to spread a message like this. I haven't done too many reviews, but this is the worst song to be made in 2019, and it's probably the worst Ellie Goulding song ever to exist today. To believe that this became popular is shocking, because the message is inexcusable. I hope that pop music will actually think before they spit up this garbage. I also hope that I will never have to get as serious as this for a very long time to come.